Stephanie, Zasha, thank you so much for your time. Oh, wow, what a series. A- Unexpected twists and turns, and I didn't really know what to make of it other than to kind of calling it maybe a modern day rom-com, I guess. Just uh a lot different than the ones we grew up with, which let's be honest, I still love them, and I know you guys do too.
Mhm.
Um, Stephanie, with you playing Ruby and also as an executive producer, tell me a little bit about where we find Ruby and where you found her
Mm.
for your character.
Well, when we find Ruby in the beginning, she is someone who I like to say all she wants is to be actually in the center of a real life rom-com. She's smart, she has a good job, but she just cannot figure out how to find love. And yeah, and then she starts to find out that her every ex-partner is starting to die in all sorts of mysterious ways, and she and her ride or die best friend AJ have to figure out what's wrong with her and why is she doing this. And for me, the central sort of my way into Ruby was, yes, she's selfish, yes, she's flawed, but inside of her is this really genuine kind of almost naive question of like, how do you know when you know, and how is it that everyone around me has figured it out but she hasn't. And I think that's a really real question that a lot of people in modern people who are single in modern day, or even people who are in relationships
Mm.
in modern day, ask themselves and maybe don't have a space to fully explore that.
Mm.
So that was my big in for her.
It's a really gross question to have to face. I know that you have to have some rainy days before you enjoy some sunny ones. But looking back at some of the relationships, and I know that I look back at some of mine when I was thinking of this and watching this, I was like, oh, no, I would never want to go back and have to go find out what I did wrong. That just doesn't feel good. But through a series like this, it's a good kind of look in the mirror. Um, I'll be honest, Zasha, I love AJ. I love the board you made, which is right behind you guys. Uh,
Uh-huh.
tell me a little bit about her, and do you have a love also for podcasts the same way? Because man, she is on it. She's grounding Ruby, and I feel like I do the same thing for a couple of my friends,
Mm.
and they appreciate the tough love.
Uh-huh. I'm so happy you love her. I love her too. I do love a podcast. I sometimes wimp out with the murder podcast. I listened to I'll Be Gone in the Dark recently, and I was like 4 hours in, and then I was like, why am I feeling weird? And I was like, oh right, because I'm just listening to a murder podcast for far too long. Um, I love a thriller book though. I mean, I have a deep love, and I felt a lot of similarities with her for sure. But yeah, I think she is a character who, in so many ways, marches to the beat of her own drum, but
Mhm.
is also probably, to Stephanie's point about these questions that we don't feel the space to ask ourselves. I think she is the person who is in the relationship who feels uncertain about her choices, but she has committed so hard and for so long that she feels like maybe she missed her chance to make a different choice.
Yeah.
And so I think she feels this inability to face her own unhappiness because it feels a bit like a foregone conclusion. And I think that's kind of where we meet her. And I think her friend tries to gently push her into a place of self exploration, and she just uh, isn't ready to go there yet. But as the series progresses, they both find their way to discovering bits about themselves that they were scared to face in the beginning.
Oh, things get real interesting. I think that's really what I love about this series is that it's really expect the unexpected. I think even from the beginning, when you guys go to meet some of the some past boyfriends, I'm like, is he gonna die right here? Like, is this like a it's gonna be a jump scare? Like, what's going on? Because and then so many other fun, wacky moments. I think that it has a really good balance. And it all stems from your relationship together and really the dynamic duo that you guys present. What was it like to form that chemistry? Because I hear that you guys first met on a Zoom, and then afterwards, after getting together, that the writers actually changed a few things because you guys were so well together.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that
That's
either.
cute.
That's really
That's
cute.
cute. Zasha
Yeah,
is like,
press notes.
okay, right. Sure. But I really do feel like I've been reflecting on this, obviously, because we're doing press and watching the season. I really feel like Zasha is the scene partner of your dreams, right? Like AJ could be just like a best friend trope, but she made that character so dimensional with so much life, and it just made that dynamic so much richer. And she just like came in every single day so ready to play and so ready to like drop it into a deeper level. And that was like, it really felt working on this project was like, just as actors, as creatives, just like juicy. We were like, I don't know what this is actually. And this plot is wild and it's funny, it's twisted, it's big hearted, but there's a lot of twists and turns. And I can't point to what it's like. But when we're inside of it, we all like just fully surrendered to the project and to each other in a way that made it like the most honest serving of like what this story was. And it really was like Sasha is just so incredible to work with. And yeah, I feel really grateful for that. I really mean it.
Oh my god, she's like gonna make me
You know
cry.
what I mean though?
I mean,
Oh,
thank you, Steph.
yeah.
The feeling is so mutual. I think we had this magical high on this show that you just like so rarely get in this industry, where the alchemy of every single person involved only elevates the product and the experience.
Mm.
And it just feel you like every day it felt a bit like a pinch me moment. But I think the word that I kept thinking about while working on this show was generosity. There was such a generosity of spirit and creative energy and talent, from every single person. Like every day, everyone brought their whole heart and all of their ability. And I think Steph is such an incredible, generous spirit as a human and as an artist and as a creator. And like every day you showed up and it just felt like you wanted to make not only the product, but the experience for every single person involved a good one. And when you start the day off that way, it's like the only place to go is up from there. And I also think we work in a very, very similar way. And I think it is sort of the theater nerd in us, in that we come totally prepared, like knowing our lines inside and out, knowing exactly what's going on. And yet also you have this openness of being down to figure out and open to whatever's going to come at you, and like maybe finding the scene in a different way, or just like you said, like ready to play. And it made the whole experience such an absolute joy.
Ladies, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate getting to know you a little bit better, and definitely want more adventures of Ruby and AJ. So thanks for the series, and hope to talk to you again.
Thank you.